In the wake of an unprecedented raid on several stores at the Boulevard Mall, 13 Investigates explores more systemic issues tenants claim are compromising shopper safety and public health. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears talks to mall management for the first time about the raid and the challenges of supervising hundreds of businesses.
The Boulevard Mall halls are decked for the holidays, but shoppers are sparse. Some stores are shuttered and some restaurants closed on a recent Friday afternoon.
Business has completely slowed down for them. The reason why it slowed down is because the mall was raided.
Jen Huber recently lost her job as the mall's train driver. A move she believes was in retaliation for helping spark the law enforcement action on November 1st.
I think I'm just one of their targets because they knew that I called Metro.
Metro officers assisted dozens of federal and state law enforcement agents as they served search warrants at several stores in the mall owned by the same woman.
It was easy in the moment to kind of make assumptions and assume that it was very bad.
Agents from Homeland Security, the Nevada Attorney General's office, the State Pharmacy Board, U.S. Marshals, and more seized merchandise from Farmacia del Pueblo and La Caballota in a special section of the mall called El Mercado. Clark County is also investigating potentially unlicensed businesses there.
There's some discrepancies on that.
Boulevard Mall Vice President and General Manager Timo Kusela says they're working with the county to bring everyone into compliance while the other investigations play out.
How much oversight and assurance can you provide your customers regarding the legitimacy of your tenants in the wake of the search warrant situation?
Well, again, I would just ask everybody to reserve judgment on that until the, conclusion comes out. I mean, we don't know, you don't know, I don't know. We would certainly love to know.
The woman who owns the stores in question would not talk to us as she remains under investigation. Part of that includes the Nevada Attorney General, who's working to determine whether counterfeit goods were being sold in her stores. She has not yet been charged with any crimes.
I've seen her having the sign for Chanel up there.
Pretty high-end designer stuff. Is that a typical product for that kind of a store?
Well, certainly not the brand name product. It's not typical at all. At this moment, that store doesn't sell any of that type of product.
I knew about the knockoff clothing and purses and stuff.
For most of this year, Matthew Wolbert and his partner operated Popalicious, a gourmet popcorn kiosk in the main part of the mall. He was a business owner and also a patron of various stores, including Farmacia del Pueblo.
Is it an active, licensed pharmacy with a doctor on premises?
No, that's not a pharmacy. Pharmacy only in the sense that you can get over-the-counter type heartburn relief or cold relief. I think there was an accusation that there was some antibiotics there, but they turned out to be garlic.
Wolbert claims he did get antibiotics at Farmacia del Pueblo when seeking a homeopathic remedy for a urinary tract infection.
She pointed to a woman working at her Farmacia and said, "Oh, she's a doctor," and then they gave me in a little cardboard box some pills.
Pills he says he later learned were amoxicillin.
It was in Spanish, so I really couldn't tell what it was.
His complaint to the Nevada Board of Pharmacy set the wheels in motion for the multi-agency raid, but that's just part of what Wolbert describes as a host of problems at the mall.
I am a squeaky wheel. When I see something that is wrong, I'm going to point it out.
I think that he has worked very, very hard to try and destroy the reputation of the mall.
Management kicked Wolbert and his business out of the mall at the end of October, but tenants we spoke to say the mall's reputation has been marred by mismanagement, shoddy security, and racial inequity. Coming up in about an hour, a secret audio recording mall management didn't know about and exclusive video that led to a now ongoing investigation by Gaming Control. Join me for that on Action News at 6. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.